excessively while she was caught speeding. She denies her speeding and yells at the officer, resists arrest, and then finally realizes that she will not get her way as usual.
Hello, Officer Fager, Edgewater Police Service. Nice to talk to you. You're 59 and a 45. Do you have your registration and insurance with you?
I don't know what it is.
Pardon me? That one's expired as of September.
I don't know.
Pardon me? Okay, well, the requirement is that you provide, and I'm giving you an opportunity to do so. So if you want to refuse to give me one, that's okay, but I'm giving you the opportunity.
Why are you being a jerk? I haven't
I'm
been,
not. You
I
are.
haven't-
You've
no,
stated
I
3
haven't.
times, I don't know, sarcastically,
I really
okay?
don't know.
I requested something that you're required to give me, okay? And I'm giving you the opportunity to give you
I'm not being
it.
sarcastic with you. I have been nice to you.
What I'm trying to explain to you is I'm giving the opportunity to look for it.
Oh my gosh, you're the first one who's asked me for this. What's your name?
My name's Officer Fager with the Edgewater Police Department.
Spell your name for me.
It'll be on the bottom of the citation.
You're an asshole.
Do you have your insurance, ma'am?
Yeah, it's on my phone. You want that too?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's your supervisor?
My direct supervisor
Yeah.
today is Officer Ugarte.
No, who's your direct supervisor, period?
Pardon me?
Who's your direct supervisor?
Sergeant Anthony Benz.
What's his phone number?
Ma'am, would you please provide me your proof of insurance,
What's
please?
his phone number?
Will you provide me with your proof of insurance, please?
What's his phone number? How hard was that?
Pardon me?
How hard was that? Not
There's
hard
no
at
need
all.
to use vulgar language,
Then you
ma'am.
don't have to be such an asshole, do you?
Since when was I don't recall
You've been
any
an
time. I've
asshole
been
the whole
professional the
time.
entire
No, you
time.
have
It's called
not.
professionalism.
You have, wow.
All you have to do is provide me your registration and insurance and we can avoid any issues.
And I have told you. Oh my God.
Why are you calling 911? Hang up or you're going to go to jail for misuse of 911. Hang
I'm
up.
not misusing
Hang up or
911.
hang up or hang up or you're going to go to jail for misuse of 911. Hang up the phone. Are you failing to provide your proof of insurance?
No, I'm not. But I want another officer.
For what reason? There's no reason for you to do that. If you're failing to provide, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to provide the insurance. You're going to receive a citation for it.
County.
Yes, I have a cop that has me pulled over. He's being a major jerk. Is there a way I can get another cop? He's threatening to take me to jail because I can't find my registration.
No, ma'am. I said I was going to take you to jail if you misuse 911.
Ma'am, I cannot call the cops on an officer. I'll have the sergeant call you.
Can you have somebody? Yeah, can you? Because he's.
Yes.
I haven't done anything. I have been extremely nice to this
You were
guy.
speeding.
Yeah.
I told him that I couldn't find my registration. He said that he was giving me a chance to give it to him, or else I was going to be in trouble. And then he said he was going to take me to jail.
Just so you're aware, all that's on camera and none of that happened.
I understand.
Oh,
ma'am,
yes, it
ma'am,
is.
Ma'am, I understand. Are you in a gray Nissan?
I am.
I'm going to go ahead and let the sergeant know what's going on, okay?
Thank you so much.
Now for 10 Central. Sorry, were you trying to read it? Yeah, I was just trying to...
Perfect. Any particular reason for the speed? Hang tight for me. I'll be right back with you.
This is the time.
She's complaining though, so I don't know if you want to get tied up in this.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
What's the citation for?
Speed.
Oh.
I have a question for you. We're in corrective lenses, like contact lenses.
Am I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I am.
Can you just look up so I can confirm that? Okay, thank you. Here's your driver's license back. Pardon me?
Give me my because you've had me here too long.
I've had here just enough time to
No, you
issue
have
you a
not.
citation.
You
Yes,
have
ma'am.
left me here longer than anybody ever has.
It's been less than 15 minutes since the officer initiated the stop.
Is that your supervisor?
No, ma'am.
Give me my and I want your supervisor.
Okay, they're on the way, and I will give you. But
Give me my so I can go. I have to get home to my kid.
I don't have to sit here and have you yell at me. I don't.
I want my You have me pulled over
Correct.
for nothing. Now let me have
I
my
don't have you pulled over. I have you pulled over for speed.
Then give me my ticket so I can go.
What was I in the process of doing before you started raising your
Give
voice?
me my ticket so I can go. I have a kid to get home to.
Okay, then lower your voice and I'll give you your
Oh my
ticket.
God.
Lower your voice.
911.
She could have just lowered her voice to get a ticket and left to care for her kid, as she claims, but threatened the officer with 911 calls. What she does not realize is that falsely calling 911 is considered a misdemeanor act in so many jurisdictions. It can lead to charges such as making false reports or misuse of emergency services. These actions can divert resources away from the genuine emergencies rather than wasting resources on your entitled claims.
Give me my
You'll go to jail. Call 911. You pull away, you're gonna go. Stop! You
Then give me my ticket.
You're gonna go to jail. Do it again. I swear to God, you'll go to jail.
Will you please take him?
Step out of the car now. Step Step out of the car now.
I have to get home to my kids.
Step out of the car now.
Put it in park.
Step out of the car.
I didn't do anything.
Step out of the car.
Please no.
Step out of the car. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Why am I going to jail?
Stop. Stop.
I have asked for a supervisor.
They're on the way.
You'll get
Why are you yelling at me?
Just tried to take off with his hand in the vehicle.
You will get a supervisor now. Walk back to that car. You're going to jail.
I need to call
Let's
my
go.
kid.
No, it sucks. You're going this way. Come
I
on.
need to call my kid.
Unfortunately, let's go.
He's home by himself.
Let's go. Walk to my car.
All you had to do is lower your voice.
I was trying, but
You were not
weren't
trying.
listening to
I was
me.
being so professional.
No, you weren't.
No, listen, make your complaint, okay? I was
were being
professional.
mean
No.
to me from the
I
day
will,
that-
I
from
will
the
get
time-
you a copy of the video. I was professional. I gave you an opportunity to raise your voice. Sit in the car now.
Oh my God. Can you please do these?
You can make your phone call in a minute. Take a seat in the car. Put your foot in the car. He'll talk to you in a second.
Can you copy
All right.
Try to pull off
So
on
he was
him.
here with me. She's been rude from the start. Okay, I've been mad professional. Pulled her over for speed, and she just running her mouth, wanted to talk with you. She tried to call 911. I said, you call 911, you're going to go to jail for misuse of 911. Okay? So then she called dispatch. Said, I want to talk to a supervisor. Asked me for my name. I gave her everything. So I went back, called you, got the citation, went to go give her a citation. She started screaming at me again. She just, give me my fucking ticket. And I'm like, I'm trying to, but you're screaming at me. You've kept me here too long. Okay, well, calm down. I'm going to give you the ticket. She goes to call 911 again. Okay? I said, don't call 911. You're going to go to jail. She throws the phone down, says, F this. Threw it in drive while my hand was in the car and just started driving away with my hand on the car.
Okay. So what are you gonna get her with?
Fleeing and looting.
Okay. Just take your time and review everything that you want. We can look over it, but yeah, good job. You
can
okay?
speak with her. Yeah, I'm fine. My arm was, luckily she ended up stopping.
You're okay though? Nothing's wrong?
Fine, yeah.
Please, I haven't told you at home. You didn't.
Dude, ma'am, I don't know you and I don't know your situation, but you overreacted.
I've tried to be nice to him.
No, everything's been recorded on body camera, so everything you've done today is going to come out.
Please don't take me to jail. I'm begging you.
Well, what? You did this.
I didn't do anything. I want
Come on now. I saw you take off.
because he.
You could have ran over his foot.
Can you please? This is hurting me.
You could have injured him. Handcuffs are not meant to be comfortable.
I wasn't trying to injure him.
Yeah, but what if you ran over his foot? Or did something, hit him? If you stay calm, we'll talk to you.
The only thing, real quick, I don't know if I broke her car or not. Because, yeah, so when she pulled off, my arm was like this. She pulled off with it, and I grabbed here to keep from going down with it. And it looks like it's kind of popped out. I felt that when it was doing it, when I tried to open the door.
All right. So when was she trying to drive off?
Before I even gave her the ticket.
So she was just being.
She was screaming at me, and I told her, I'm trying to give you the ticket, and she began to scream and scream and scream. F you. And I said, you need to lower your voice, and I will give you the ticket. And then she went to call 911, and I said, there's no need to call 911. That's misuse of 911. You'll go to jail for that. And then, so that's when she threw the phone down. She looked down, threw it in drive. I said, don't drive away. You're going to go to jail. And she did. She drove away. And he witnessed the whole thing.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Stop. Just calm down. You're overreacting.
No,
Stop.
I'm having a panic attack. This is like the worst fear of my life.
I heard you being rude to him.
I was at the end because I wanted.
I
my
heard you
ticket.
screaming at him.
Because he wouldn't give me my ticket, sir. All I wanted to do was leave, and he wasn't giving it to me.
I'm sure he was trying to just explain it to you.
No, he wasn't. He was taking his sweet time. Will you at least take my watch off?
Just hang on a second. You're a female. I can't search you and finish it. We're just letting you hang out and chill out for a second, okay? You understand what you did, pulling off like that
Yes,
is inappropriate,
I should have.
right?
Yes.
I was sitting there, I witnessed the whole thing. You could have ran over his foot. He had his hand in your vehicle. That's totally inappropriate. He told you not to leave. He gave you a direct order not to leave.
This is my supervisor. He's going to talk to you, okay? Just stay calm.
All righty, ma'am. What is your first name?
No.
Michelle. Hello, Michelle. My name's Roberto.
Okay, so he's like, I'm begging you. Can you please at least take my watch off? This is killing me.
What is killing you exactly? The handcuffs
The handcuffs are
on
like,
one arm or how many?
They're both like cut.
I'm gonna take a look, okay? If I can fit my fingers in between the handcuff and your wrists, I can't loosen them. I can take the watch off. I'm just gonna take a look.
Please, I have panic attacks.
Ma'am, I'm gonna let you know something. Right now, you are in this car for a reason.
Please don't take me to jail.
Okay?
Please.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna open the door if you're gonna start escalating. Okay? If you're asking me to remove the watch, I can do that. But I'm letting you know right now.
I'm not gonna do anything.
You can't start acting.
I'm just having a panic attack. I
Okay.
really am.
All right.
Please, can you just leave the door open? Oh, see.
It's okay. It's okay. Just you don't have to move. I will take the watch off. All right.
Resisting arrest is typically a misdemeanor, but it can be charged as a felony in some jurisdictions, especially if it involves violence or threats to officers. If you resist arrest, it may lead to additional charges on top of the original offense, which can result in harsher penalties. Speeding is generally treated as a civil infraction, but can vary in severity depending on whether it is a minor speeding versus extreme speeding. But in her case, it was just a mere minor speeding, which is, if she was not entitled, she would have just been cited with a traffic citation and called it a day. But not with entitled Karen.
Okay. All right. Just watch your foot. Yep.
You can't leave the door open. I
No,
promise
ma'am.
I'm not going to do anything.
No, ma'am. I'm going to close
God,
it.
I'm not.
I'm going to close it. Okay. Just watch your leg. All right. So from the beginning, how was it exactly that?
He was just mean. He was asking for my registration. I'm like, I don't know. I really didn't know. And he was saying I was being a smartass about it. But I really wasn't. I don't know. I took the sticker and put it on it. I didn't know what I did with it. So I was looking for it. He's like, well, I'm going to give you one more chance to get your registration. I was looking for it.
Yeah.
And he was being mean. And then he said that I was going to go to jail and that I was going to go to jail and that I needed my insurance and I had to pull it up on my phone, and that took a while. And then I asked for his supervisor's name, and I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to call 911 even if a car was behind. It was going to take me for the jail for that if I didn't hang up. I hung up. I did what I was told.
What was the reason you were calling 911?
Because he was being a jerk. I just wanted another cop.
So that was after you had requested me, and I was on the way.
No, that was before. And then I just simply wanted my ticket. I asked him nicely for my ticket, and he wouldn't give it to me. Give me my ticket so I can go. Please don't take me to jail. I'll do whatever I have to do, please.
Listen, man, I am completely understanding of people's situations, all right? We all go through things, trust me, I know. But here's the thing is, you decided to put the car in drive and try to take off.
Because I asked him
with my officer's arm still inside.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't there.
Stop!
Then give me my ticket. His arm wasn't on my car, sir.
Where was it?
He was standing by my car.
Okay.
And that's why I want him taken off of his hands.
But if he told you not to go and
then I stopped.
How exactly did it happen?
He told me I was yelling because he wouldn't give I asked nicely several times for my ticket and he won't give it to me, and then that's when I got mad. I got to get home to my kid, I'm the only one that he has, and he wouldn't give me my ticket, so I started yelling, and then he says, and so I went to drive off, and he goes, don't drive off, and so I stopped when he said that.
Okay.
That's how I remember it. I'm having a panic attack.
So I have two officers saying differently though.
I wasn't trying to hurt him. I wasn't.
I understand, but for that reason,
Please
that's the reason why you're in the back of the vehicle.
I'm sorry. I will apologize. I will never do it again. I swear. I am a good person. I've never went to jail. I've never done anything.
I'm gonna put this back in the car. I'm gonna have a word with one of the other officers, and I'll be right back. Okay?
I thought she was gonna run over your foot, dude.
Just go right
You had your hands in the car.
Yes. And she tried to give her the citation.
You told her to stop.
Yes. I held on. Luckily, I didn't go down because look, I held on. I think I might have broke her handle here because this is where I grabbed to hold on.
Sure doesn't just pop back on. It just pops on, dude, does it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Are you down on Indian River by Old Mission?
Yeah, please. Did you see the whole thing or no? Like, what did you see?
I was right here. You were explaining it. And you told her to stop. and she took off. Your hand was in the vehicle, and you were close to the vehicle.
Yeah. Should get her for aggravated battery for freaking hitting me with the car.
I mean, you wonder, like, you're trying to explain the citation. She's screaming at you.
Yeah, I was attempting to handle it civilly.
She didn't want to talk to you, so she threw it in drive. I don't know if she had it in drive already, and she took off, dude.
No, she threw it in drive. And she had a taser ready there, ready to rock.
Taser?
Yeah. The center console.
Oh, the pink thing?
Yeah.
Rip, you were here for the whole thing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. He was explaining, she was screaming at him.
He was trying to issue the citation, explain to her, but she was screaming. And he had his hand in the car, his right here. He told her to stop because he knew what he was about to do, and she threw it in drive, and dude, she floored it. And luckily she just stopped, and then we ended up able to pull her out.
Why'd she stop?
Like, I don't know. I thought she was gonna take off, dude. Because I was on the
I mean, it's not like she half-assed it. She floored it, dude. She's like, give me my f***ing ticket and take off. I don't know the words verbatim, but something along those lines. And she just floored it. I mean, yeah, he had her detained on a traffic stop, and she f***ing decided to take off.
So what are you gonna get her with?
Fleeing and eluding.
Is that it?
She attempted to flee from me. I mean, I don't know if I could potentially, aggravated battery, but
No.
it'd be a hard one. That's the only thing I can think of. But I mean, fleeing and eluding is enough in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a felony.
Just like resisting, I don't know.
Yeah. Like a next level down.
Yeah, because she didn't get out of the car either.
You could do either.
Yeah. I'll do both.
Either would work, I think, right?
Yeah.
What about when you guys started cuffing her and stuff? Was she cool then?
No, once I got her out of the car, she started saying, no, what are you doing? But she definitely, like, if you watch the video, she pulled away from me while she was seated in the car. Okay. She did resist.
Yep. Ma'am, unfortunately, you're gonna be going to jail today, okay?
Please, no.
After what I just heard, you could have seriously injured him.
I wasn't trying to, please.
I know that you weren't trying to.
I've had a really hard time, please. I was seeing a psychiatrist and stuff, please. I am begging you.
I'm sorry, ma'am. This is not going to be this is not going to be something that's going to take 74 years, okay?
I don't have money for bail. How am I supposed to get out? Please, I'm begging you, don't take me to jail. I swear, I will do anything. I promise.
Alrighty, ma'am.
I will do anything, please.
There's going to be a female officer arriving here shortly to
How am I
conduct
supposed to get out of jail
a
if I
full
don't
search.
have bail?
Ma'am, I cannot help you in that regard.
I have nobody.
If I had unlimited amount of money, I would post your bail, but I
have
do not,
nobody,
ma'am.
But you can change it.
No, ma'am.
If I change his mind,
No, ma'am.
Please?
No. He did the correct thing today, okay?
Michelle was charged with fleeing, eluding, resisting, and misuse of 911. She pled no contest to any charges, and records indicate the fleeing, eluding charge was interestingly changed to a tampering with physical evidence charge. She was sentenced with 18 months probation, 50 hours of community service, an apology letter to the officer, a driver improvement course, and mental health evaluation and treatment.
And in the video, you can tell the supervisor was quite nice about the whole process, because to threaten an officer with a 911 call just for overspeeding is not only, well, misuse of 911 calls, but also could come up with a criminal indictment to it. Threatening a law enforcement officer may be classified as either a felony or a misdemeanor, depending on the nature of the threat and state laws. A verbal threat might result in a misdemeanor charge, while threats involving a weapon or intent to cause harm can lead to felony charges. In this case, it was just a verbal threat, but it is still illegal, unlawful, and a misdemeanor charge. You are overspeeding. Just get a ticket and stop threatening to call 911. She was finally charged with resisting an officer, fleeing, and misuse of 911. This video shows how elderly folks think they only have the right to a disabled parking spot. Elderly individuals do have certain rights regarding parking, primarily through accessibility laws and regulations. Many jurisdictions have laws that require a certain number of accessible parking spaces for individuals with disabilities, including elderly people who may have mobility challenges. These spaces are usually marked and closer to a building entrances, and once you display your disability permit in your car, you are good to park. But in these videos, they feel they own the parking spots. Their demeanors and facial expressions tells it all.
Sorry to chase you, can you move in? Can you move in? Can you move into the loading bay so I can get into the disabled space, please? Because this is illegal, being blocking it.
What's illegal, sorry?
You sitting in the disabled bay. You got a badge?
I've got the exact same one as you.
Alright, where's that?
It's up on my dashboard where it should be.
I'm really sorry.
That's alright.
Yes.
Good
Sorry,
man.
I didn't see that one.
That's okay. Cheers. Thanks.
Is that yours then? Is that your picture on the back of it, aye?
Of course it is.
Cool.
Right, cheerio.
I was just trying to match the registration.
There's no registration, it's registered to your person. It's not registered to any vehicle.
Ah, okay.
Alright, just so you know.
Can I see your picture then?
Eh?
Can I see your picture then?
No. No, you can't. If you want to find a parking warden, I'll show them, but no, I'm not showing you it.
Okay, I'll try that.
Good man, take care.
Excuse me.
Hiya.
That's a disabled bed.
I know.
Well, we're waiting to get in now. Have you got a disabled badge?
Yes, I have, aye.
Can I see it?
It's on the dashboard.
So you're not in deliveries?
Sorry?
You're making deliveries?
No. No, I'm not, no. Why would you think I wasn't? Sorry. You shouldn't judge people. Alright, cheers.
You're sitting in a disabled space?
Just as well, I've got my disabled badge.
Is it your badge?
Well, whose else is it going to be? Sorry, why would you ask?
You're not out of the car though.
Sorry?
You're not out of the car? Or the van?
Right, so I need to sit in the van or I need to leave it, do I?
No, are you just parked there?
No, I'm not just parked here, no. It's, sorry, I've got a badge, is there a problem?
Aye, but the badge is for you to park your vehicle and go where you're going, not to sit in the vehicle with a blue badge.
Right, regardless if I'm sitting here or not, or if I'm working or if I'm going into that bank there, what's the issue? I've got a blue badge.
I don't believe it's your blue badge.
I don't really care if you believe it or not, it's my badge and I'm entitled to park here, just as you are. Right, have a nice day.
This continues until the following day. They think they deserve and are so entitled to the parking spot that anybody else, no matter what the reason is, whether they may have a permit to the parking or not.
The day of being abused and judged.
We're not allowed in there. We've been booked in there before.
And where?
To the restaurant. Let us in.
I've just pulled up.
Aye, but you've got a whole space here where you should be delivering.
I'm not delivering anything.
Eh?
I'm not delivering anything.
No, but still, you're parking in a space, disabled space.
I know, but I'm disabled. I'm disabled.
Eh?
I'm disabled.
Aye, we're trying to get this man to move back in that space and let us into the disabled parking bit.
Aye, but I'm disabled. I've got a blue badge.
He's disabled and all.
I'm just, guys, what? Sorry. I'm disabled. I've got a blue badge. Right, she is, and I'm in the bay. I know, all this hassle for nothing. Honest to God.
Let's give people a chance and tame ourselves. We do not own this world or anybody. Let's respect other people's opinions, culture, rights, and enjoy this world that God has given us with all the joy instead of feeling entitled. Public health. It is a legal contract premised on law to protect each other's safety. If you do not care about your own, someone else cares. COVID was no joke, and most laws were, although not constitutional, but necessary to help protect the pandemic.
A mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people. And we the people are waking up, and we know what citizens arrest is because citizens arrests are already happening. okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested. And you, doctor, are going to be arrested for crimes against humanity.
The problem with humanity today is ignorance, arrogance, and apathy. Keep taking the road of least resistance. Keep listening to the TV brainwashing you from birth.
And they want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it.
And I just, at the end, I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
But here we see a woman coming up entitled to never put on a mask, and this was at the height of the pandemic. Can you believe what she just said?
Wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
What people should know is the concept of a social contract regarding mask wearing typically revolves around mutual responsibility and public health. While there isn't a formal social contract, many people operate under the idea that wearing masks can help protect others, particularly vulnerable populations, from illness, and it also goes a long way to show community safety, personal responsibility, solidarity, and social respect for each other, especially the elderly who are the most vulnerable. This entitled Karen called 911. Judge Simpson is the chief judge of the 14A District Court at the Washtenaw County, Michigan. He became famous for the guy who was driving with a license suspended on a Zoom call, if you guys remember.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Oh. I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
This is Judge Simpson, and today he faces entitled Karen.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rita White on behalf of Mr. Christian Phillip. Please state your name for the record.
Christian Phillip. All right. All right. What are we doing today?
Miss Phillip is present in the courtroom today. She's a person listed in count 3 and count 4, and she's requesting to speak to the court.
Have any objection to that, counsel?
No objection, I guess. No.
Have a seat. Ma'am, come on up.
Thank you, Your Honor, for giving me the opportunity of defending my husband, basically. My name is Catalina Majdanuc Phillip. I'm a neurologist. I'm a citizen of this country. And all over the report, my name is there. And basically, nobody wants to hear what I had to say. Excuse my emotions and my accent. But this case has been taking a toll on our mental health. So I come in front of you basically just like Esther went in front of King Ahasuerus. I come in front of you as an authority, and I hope that you will hear what I have to say. And I want justice. I want this case to be dismissed. Christian is not only my husband. He's not only the love of my life, father of my children. He's my best friend. He's my support. He's the person I find comfort and understanding. He has been by my side for the past 12 years since we met. He has been by my side through a residency, a fellowship, my board exam, through being an attending, through working in the system. He has been there and supported me. He wiped my tears, and he has been there for all my historical moments. And I can have a lot of those. He's one of the smartest people, one of the kindest people I have met. He's a magna cum laude student. He's a med school graduate, just like I am. He has a big heart. He's honest and empathic. He's always there for anyone that needs help. He's not a criminal, and I will not allow anyone to treat him like this. What has happened 8 months ago happened in the midst of sleep deprivation for more than 4 weeks. Do you know what led to this? It was basically his big heart. He came up with the idea of buying a house for my parents. They live in an apartment in a cage, how he calls it. My mom has metastatic cancer, and he wanted her to have a better quality of life. He wanted her to be able to spend time in the garden and breathe fresh air. It was his idea. That's his big heart. What has happened after? It was a lot of stress brought by trying to remodel the house in less than a month and a half and dealing with his job. That brought a lot of stress and led to insomnia. He was sleeping 1 to 2 hours, maximum 3 hours per night for more than 4 weeks. Do you know what sleep deprivation does to your brain? Are people of Michigan aware what happens with the chemistry of the brain if a person is sleep deprived for a prolonged period of time? It leads to changes in behavior. I myself was super stressed about all this house remodeling. I was also in a period of fasting and I was very irritable. As a neurologist, I should have known better and recognized the problem. Unfortunately, I was not able to think clearly at that time myself due to poor quality of sleep and stress. This state led to that event, and now 8 months later, we are still dealing with these consequences. Let me ask you something, people of Michigan, and especially the prosecutor's box. Do you have a perfect family? All you that are married, you have not had any disputes in your family?
Ma'am,
I know.
ma'am, I'm just going to caution you one thing. Address the court. I don't want you addressing any of the parties that are in the court.
I apologize, Your Honor. But there is no perfect family. We have to be honest. Everybody has discussions in their family. And if there is somebody that thinks you are in some sort of danger because that's what they think, and call the police, you're basically done. When the police showed up at our door, I just came from shopping. If I thought I was in danger, I would have stopped at the police station and I would have called for help if that was the case. And when the police came to our house, one of them told me, "Ma'am, this is not enough for us to arrest him." Well, I didn't want him to be arrested. What I wanted, and our understanding was to take him to ER. He needed that kind of help. He needed to sleep. That's what I requested. You know, the ambulance was there at the scene, and the lady, the EMT, came and told me, "We'll let police take him to ER so you don't have to pay a bill." How I wish I would have paid that bill and not be here today. Little did I know what that meant. And I want you to be aware that the first thing I did that night and the following day was to look for him in ER. I called U of M ER and St. Joe's ER. He was sleep deprived. And I have articles in my possessions that support that sleep deprivation can cause behavioral changes. And the treatment is just sleep. The treatment he got was arrest, 7 weeks of jail and 8 months of hell now. And my question is, what information was given to the ER provider that led to a misdiagnosis? From my standpoint as a physician, the information I have provided to the police officer would have been enough for an admission. And now he's also being accused of R&O. I was there, and I know he was not resisting. He was
doctor, a nephrologist, and had reported the husband for domestic violence. She's doing her best to get the case dismissed. What she does not realize is that the fact that you are the victim does not give you any of such powers to just withdraw the case, and you have to prove why your case should be dismissed. In a civil case, you can, but not in a criminal case, especially domestic violence. It is entirely up to the state and the judge to determine the merits of the dismissal. That is of the case, or allow it to go to arbitration. But she feels entitled to dismissing the case at all costs because it is her husband. It does not work like that, Karen.
Was being pushed back and forth, and the car camera could not catch the scene. We don't have the body cameras available to our review. Everybody goes by the report of the police officers, but nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to what I have to say. I feel like as a citizen of this country, a democratic country, I should have a word to say. Is the word of the police officers the law? That is my question. And again, I'm here to support my husband and stand by his side. I know him, but Nobody else does. I know him the best. And if I felt I was in danger, I would have done something. And I was told that a lot of women cover all this domestic violence because they don't have anything to put on the table for their children. This is not our case. This is not our case. I'm a physician. I think I make enough to support my family. And as I said, this was an isolated event. And I don't know why, despite of the fact that I have made it very clear this is not a domestic violence and I have nothing against my husband. The prosecutor's office stays against me and my husband, and they keep accusing him. This man is a med school graduate. He has dreams. Now he's unable to pursue his dreams, to go to med school or a PA school because he has all these accusations on his record. Nobody can get a license in this country, in this state, if they have an unclean.
The judge can clearly see through it and will not just grant her the dismissal, especially when it has a violence or some sort of abuse to it. The right of the state prosecutor to continue or dismiss it is still with the judge, not the victim.
You must have been. And at some point, he must have agreed with that. And here's the reason why I say that. Back on June 27th of 2023, he pled to a DV and also to an attempted resisting and obstructing. He pled to that.
I understand, Your Honor, but
after being explained all of his rights, he pled to that. And the only reason that we're here right now is because there was a motion to set aside that plea.
Correct.
So, and I get it. I mean, he wants it set aside for the plea, but the plea was set aside for other reasons other than I didn't do it. They was set aside for other reasons other than that. And so, while I hear you, it is a bit difficult for this court to think that nothing happened.
I understand.
He might be the most wonderful person in the world, but he can't come to me and tell me nothing happened. Because I heard it from his mouth.
If I may say something, we have to have in mind that a lot of times there can be a language barrier. And
No. Not going to be used. Don't even try it.
Okay.
Don't even try it, because if I had not understood something or had gotten the feeling he didn't understand me, the plea would have stopped. I would have gotten an interpreter. That's the way I always work. So don't even try that game with me.
Okay.
I heard his plea. He might be the most wonderful person in the world. That's fine.
He is.
But I heard his plea. So it's a bit difficult you coming before me, and I don't know what happened. I can just go on what people are telling me. I heard him. He told me.
Right. He was misadvised at that time.
What?
He was misadvised at that time.
Ma'am, you know what? Sometimes you have to stop making excuses. And at some point, you say, this is what happened. And then you figure out how you're going to deal with it. Everything in this whole circumstance, the reason this case is here, the reason all of these things are happening is not because he didn't do anything. Something. Now, I'm not saying he's guilty of the offenses. I'm not even saying that. But something happened.
I understand, but what I don't understand is why can someone, like the prosecutor's office, continue the accusations despite of me saying I know what happened and I know what led to this, and I'm very aware of that.
Ma'am.
I don't know the law.
I don't, right. But I don't know what individual conversations have occurred in this case. I can tell you, you're not being treated any differently, no better, no worse, as far as I can tell. He's not being treated any better or worse by the prosecutor's office. And ma'am, sometimes maybe there has to be a recognition that, particularly in domestic violence cases, that something happens, something which would constitute a DV. I'm not even saying in this case it did happen, because I'm not making any finding. But things happen. Then, for whatever a couple's reasons are, they attempt to try to reconcile. That may involve forgiveness for something that's occurred. It may involve something else. Whatever the reason is. But as they start to come back together, that doesn't mean something didn't happen.
Right, I understand, and I'm not saying it.
Their job, and I say their, the prosecutor's office, they put forth the interests of the people of the state of Michigan. Not you, but the people of the state of Michigan. Certainly, the interests of the people of the state of Michigan are to try to do our best to make sure that victims of domestic violence don't continue to be victims of domestic violence.
Correct.
And sometimes what that requires is taking a very hard line on what they do with cases, despite what may be a recanting of what was said earlier by the alleged victim. That's their job. Because I'll tell you something, ma'am, I've been sitting up here on the bench for I don't know how long, but many, many years. And I'm going to tell you that if they responded the way you want them to respond, there'd be a lot of primarily women out there who would continue to be victims of domestic violence, if not dead. That's the reality. And that's the reality that they have to deal with.
Right, I do.
So you can be as critical as you want.
She is clearly upset and probably realized the consequences for domestic abuse could put the husband in jail. Being charged with domestic abuse can lead to serious consequences, both legal and personal, as well as criminal charges. Depending on the severity of the incident, charges can range from misdemeanors to felonies. This could result in fines, probation, or imprisonment. Protective orders, civil consequences impact on employment, stigma, and social consequences, and I think realizing all of this, she decides to pull it all off, but completely going about it the wrong way.
Looking for anyone to be critical. I'm trying to make people think outside of the box, to try to put the puzzles together, not take a piece of puzzle and say that's the image, because it's not.
That's why we have trials. That's why we have trials to figure out what happened in a particular case. But you want them to make a decision prior to it even getting here, prior to them even hearing any witnesses, prior to them hearing everything. And you want them to make a decision, quite frankly, based upon your excuses for him. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. And won't.
It's easier to be a doctor than to be a lawyer, I guess.
Well, if you like the demotion of being a doctor, that's fine. Because I prefer being a lawyer. I prefer the system that we have, the system I believe and have faith in works. If everybody does their job, and that includes the prosecutor, that includes defense counsel, that includes me. If everybody does their job, I believe that it works. To my core, I believe that it works. But it doesn't work based upon emotion for one side or the other. It is a very dispassionate system in that respect. And sometimes that rubs people the wrong way, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Prosecutor's office isn't supposed to be acting out of emotion. Defense counsel is not supposed to be acting out of emotion, and certainly I am not. I get you may want us to, but that's not how it works.
But if somebody represents someone, how come nobody gets in contact with that person? Why that person has to ask to discuss and tell their opinion and not be treated as it should. If my name is all over the report, I would have expected from the very beginning somebody to get in touch with me, somebody like the prosecutor.
And they may, ma'am. I mean, this case has gone, I took a plea, it went to the other judge for sentencing. There's also a request to move to withdraw the plea. It had to come back to me. I looked at that. Counsel for the defendant had to file a couple of briefs to me. I then made my ruling and issued an opinion permitting him to set aside his plea. That's why we're here where we are now.
Right.
All right. At some point, they may or may not reach out to you. That, quite frankly, is not that's not part of my bailiwick and what I have to deal with. What I have to deal with is trying to make sure everybody's here. Case moves along. That's my job. So I don't know. I understand you wanted to address the court, but ma'am, I don't know what you want me to do.
I want this case to be dismissed. The DV.
I don't have the authority to do that. At this stage, I do not have the authority to do it. Or anything else? Thank you.
Finally, Judge Simpson was all nice about it, allowed the state prosecutor to come up with some sort of arbitration to help her. Another judge could have made it way worse. Domestic violence is not a mere matter in this country, and it is probably frowned upon by the laws.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor, I have spoken with APA Hughes, and we're in the process of negotiations. And I have pled to her and addressed the fact that, it's a case by case, and I see clearly vigilantly that the complainant does not want this case to move forward. Either way, we are requesting an adjournment so we can hopefully have a resolution by the next hearing date.
Okay. How much time do you want to try to work that out and to talk with each other?
I was going to say at least 2 weeks, but I am not here on February 8th, so at least the 15th, please.
Ms. White, what works for your schedule?
One moment. I am available in the afternoon of the 15th.
You know I can't guarantee that to you.
I
so
know.
What about the 22nd?
22nd is good.
Ms. Hughes, will that?
In our next video, we see another entitled Karen speaking their mind during the COVID pandemic.